In Revenge of the Sith, we see Anakin and Obi-Wan say goodbye to each other for the last time as Obi-Wan is taking off for Utapau, and we see in the film that Anakin clearly is having trouble with this. He either wants Obi-Wan to stay, or he wants to go with Obi-Wan. Basically, he doesn't want to be separated, and he's just having a lot of trouble with the decision. Well, today, I'm going to take you through the Revenge of the Sith novel during this moment, which actually puts us inside the head of Anakin Skywalker and his thoughts, revealing the sad thoughts, honestly, of why he didn't want Obi-Wan to go. So, it's really interesting. Happy Ahsoka Day. It's tomorrow, but, it's gonna be great. Anyways, let's get into today's lore video, why Anakin never wanted Obi-Wan to go to Utapau. The last of the hover tanks whirred up the ramp into the sky-shrouding wedge of the assault cruiser. It was followed by rank upon immaculately regimented rank of clone troopers, marshaled by battalions, marching in perfect synchrony. Standing alongside Obi-Wan on the landing deck, Anakin watched them go. He couldn't quite make himself believe he wasn't going along. It wasn't that he really wanted to go with Obi-Wan to Utapau, even though it'd be a relief to pull out of the political quagmire that was sucking him down. But how could he leave Padme now? He didn't even care anymore about being the Jedi to capture Grievous, though such a feat would almost certainly bring him mastery. He was no longer certain he needed to be a master at all. Through the long, black hours of meditation last night, meditation that was often indistinguishable from brooding, he had begun to sense a deeper truth within the Force, a submerged reality, lurking like a sarlacc beneath the sunlit sands of Jedi training. Somewhere down there was all the power he would ever need. So no, it wasn't that he wanted to go. It was more, inexplicably, that he wanted Obi-Wan to stay. There was a cold void in his chest that he was afraid would soon fill with regret and grief. Of course, there was no chance at all that Obi-Wan wouldn't go. He'd be the last Jedi in the galaxy to defy an order of the Jedi Council. Not for the first time, Anakin found himself wishing that Obi-Wan could be a little bit more like the late Qui-Gon. Though he'd known Qui-Gon for mere days, Anakin could almost see him right now, brow furrowing as he gently inclined his head over his shorter Padawan. He could almost hear his gentle baritone instructing Obi-Wan to be mindful of the currents of the living Force. To do one's duty is not always to do right. Concern yourself with right action. Let duty take care of itself. But he couldn't say that. Though he'd passed his trials many months ago, to Obi-Wan he was still the learner, not the master. All he could say was, "I have a bad feeling about this." Obi-Wan was frowning as he watched a clone deck crew load his blue and white starfighter onto the assault cruiser's flight deck. "I'm sorry, Anakin. Did you say something?" he asked. "You're gonna need me on this one, Master." And he could feel an unexpected truth there, too. If he were to go along, if he could somehow bring himself to forget about Padme for even a few days, if he could somehow get himself away from Palpatine, away from the Council and his meditations, the politics, everything here on Coruscant that was dragging him this way and that way, sucking him under, if he could just tag along and play the old Kenobi and Skywalker game for a few days, everything might still be alright. If only. "It may be nothing but a wild bantha chase," Obi-Wan said. "Your job here is much more important, Anakin." "I know. The Sith." The word left a bitter taste in Anakin's mouth. The Council's manipulation had a rank stench of politics on it. Anakin shrugged helplessly, looking away. "I don't like you going off without me like this. It's a bad idea to split up the team. I mean, look at what happened last time." "Don't remind me," Obi-Wan said. "You want to go spend another few months with somebody like Ventress? Or worse?" Anakin asked. "Anakin." Anakin could hear a gentle smile in Obi-Wan's voice. "Don't worry. I have enough clones to take 3 systems the size of Utapau's. I believe I should be able to handle the situation, even without your help." Anakin had to answer his smile. "Well, there's always a first time." Obi-Wan said, "We're not really splitting up, Anakin. We've worked on our own many times, like when you took Padme to Naboo, while I went to Kamino and Geonosis." "And look how that turned out," Anakin said. "All right, bad example," Obi-Wan admitted, his smile shading toward rueful. "Yet years later, here we all are, still alive, still friends. My point, Anakin, is that even when we work separately, we work together. We have the same goals. End the war, save the Republic from the Sith. As long as we're on the same side, Everything will come out well in the end. I'm certain of it. Well, Anakin sighed. I suppose you could be right. You are, once in a while. Occasionally. Obi-Wan chuckled and clapped him on the shoulder. Farewell, old friend. Master, wait. Anakin turned to face him fully. He couldn't just stand here, couldn't just let him walk away. Not now. He had to say something. He had a sinking feeling that he may never get another chance. Master, he said hesitantly, I know I've disappointed you in these past few days. I've been arrogant. I have not been very appreciative of your training, and what's worse, of your friendship. I offer no excuse, Master. My frustration with the Council. I know that none of it is your fault, and I apologize for all of it. Your friendship means everything to me. Obi-Wan gripped Anakin's mechanical hand, and with the other, he squeezed Anakin's arm above the joining of flesh and metal. You are wise and strong, Anakin. You are a credit to the Jedi Order, and you have far surpassed my humble efforts at instruction. Anakin felt his own smile turn melancholy. Just the other day, you were saying my power is no credit to me. I am not speaking of your power, Anakin, but of your heart. The greatness in you is a greatness of spirit, courage and generosity, compassion and commitment. These are your virtues, Obi-Wan said gently. You have done great things, and I am very proud of you. Anakin found he had nothing to say. Well, Obi-Wan looked down, chuckling, releasing Anakin's hand and arm. I believe I hear General Grievous calling my name. Goodbye, old friend, and may the Force be with you. All Anakin could offer in return was a reflexive echo. May the Force be with you. He stood, still and silent, and watched Obi-Wan walk away. Then he turned, and slowly, head hanging, moved toward his speeder. The Chancellor was waiting. And that's where the story ends today. I think it's really interesting, even at the beginning, Anakin just thinking about it all, and not wanting to be here, not exactly wanting to go fight Grievous, but more so wanting to just get away from everything, just having a sinking feeling in his stomach that everything was going to turn out poorly, that he may never see Obi-Wan again. He just had this intuition that staying on Coruscant was the worst thing for him. And in the end, of course, he was proven right. And even thinking at the beginning, he was thinking to himself just about the meditations about it all, about how he could feel things just weren't right, how he could feel deep within him a power that was kept hidden. That power, of course, was unlocked later, but he was thinking he didn't even need to fight Grievous, didn't even need to capture him, because ultimately, everything he had was within him. He had all the power he needed. He could do anything. He just wanted to play. I thought my favorite line of this whole thing was probably when Anakin said, let's play the Kenobi and Skywalker game again, which was really cool. I don't know, it was really touching. Seeing these two as friends for the last time ever will always, hurt to see. They have an awesome relationship. We see it throughout the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones. And I love getting every bit of it, so I was happy to bring this for you today. Let me know what you thought of it all today. What was your favorite part of the passage? Did you read the Revenge of the Sith novel before? I think it's excellent. I highly recommend it. Anyways, we've got Ahsoka coming out in, a little over 24 hours, so awesome. I can't wait. We'll be streaming. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. New fanfiction tomorrow to celebrate the release of Ahsoka. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.